Hi, this is Miss Rossi. Today we are going to be layering the unknown. So first things first, gather all of your supplies. You are going to need your 2 pages of worksheets. This is also on Cami. Your safety goggles, 4 colors of food coloring, a pencil, and some colors. So you could use markers or colored pencils or crayons. 4 cups, 4 pipettes, stirring sticks or spoons, test tubes in a test tube rack, water from your sink, and we need some liquids to layer. So we are using the water from your sink, vegetable oil, corn syrup, and vinegar. Before we begin, let's put our safety goggles on. Now we are ready. To begin, with your adult, because we always do science with an adult, you are going to pour your liquids into every container. You only need about 2 fingers worth of liquid into every container, because if you do need more, you can always pour more. Next, we're going to add color to all of our different mixtures. And what's important is that you remember what color goes into what, so we'll be creating a key. So for instance, I am going to choose to use green for my vinegar. You only need 2 or 3 drops. And then you can use your stirring stick to stir it. Then mark your sheet with which colors you have to make your key. Repeat this for all of the 4 colors and keep filling out your key. Some colors may need a few more drops of food coloring, and that is okay. You just don't need to go too crazy with the food coloring. I now have all 4 of my cups and they match my key. So my water is brown. My corn syrup was supposed to be red, but if you notice, I couldn't get my colors to mix because of the brand, but that's okay because it's the only one that looks yellow. My corn syrup is purple and my vinegar is green. And I have my markers or colored pencils that match those colors to help me. And I also have pipettes. So I'm going to stick 1 pipette in each, and I'm not going to mix the pipettes. So the one that uses green is going to use green for the rest of this experiment. If your test tubes have lids, take them off because we won't be using the lids for this experiment. So now what you are going to do is you are going to choose 1 liquid and use the pipette to carefully add the liquid to the test tube. So I'm going to choose my cooking oil. This is how we fill a pipette. We are going to squeeze the top bulb, put it in the liquid, and then release. Notice how the liquid goes up. Now we are going to carefully place it in the test tube. And in the test tube, you can see now I have my liquid. So on my very first test tube, since I put cooking oil in it, I am going to choose my cooking oil color and fill that in. Now I'm going to choose another liquid and I'm going to see what happens. So now I'm going to try my purple corn syrup. You want to get as much as possible. And then I am going to drop it in the tube. And for the corn syrup, it might take a few tries to get it in, because you notice it's kind of sticky. So this one doesn't work as effectively. With the pipette, you use the pipette for this more as a scoop. But what you want to happen is you want it to layer. Did these layer? No, you see the purple sink to the bottom and go through the cooking oil. So that's not what we wanted. Our goal for this whole experiment is we want to have all of the liquids to layer. We want to see 4 layers on top of each other. That's not what happened. So we could try again. So you can do a new test tube or you could keep going. So I'm going to put cooking oil in this one. Now what happens if I put water? Do you see that? I have my cooking oil on the bottom and then the water stayed on top. So you want to figure out which combinations work so that way you can get all 4 to stack on top of each other. And when you do get yours to stack on top of each other, draw a circle around the layers that layer so that way you know that combination works. Can you figure out the combination that works so you can get all 4 to layer? To clean this experiment up, you are going to carefully pour the water and the vinegar down the drain or have an adult do it. You want to be careful not to splash. Otherwise, if you splash, the food coloring may stain the sink. This is why we would need an adult to help with cleanup. The cups containing the corn syrup and cooking oil should go directly into the trash, along with the pipettes and the stirring sticks. You could wash out the test tubes so they are ready for the next experiment. They could be washed out with hot soapy water.